Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shafiq bin Muhammad 1420565. Okay, today I would like to present about Al-Hal wal-Akad during Ayyubid period. So, this term refer to those qualified people to appoint or depose a caliph on behalf of the Muslim community. In addition to that, in medieval political theory, this term refers to legal scholars whose task it was to offer the caliphate to the most qualified persons. Okay, next I will talk about the requirement and method of appointment Ahli Al-Hal wal-Akad. So this term are not clearly mentioned in the Quran. However, Prophet provide an example through democracy choice. It can be seen when Prophet asked Aus and Khazraj people to decide their representative to put Hajar Aswad in the right place. Okay, then there are three methods of appointment Ahlu Al-Hal wal-Akad. First is periodically selection. In this method, society members that fulfill certain requirement can choose the member of Ahlu Al-Hal wal-Akad in line or suitable with their preference. The next method is a selection by society. Selection by society means that society members will look to the people in their society that capable, that someone in the society to be members of Ahlu Al-Hal wal-Akad. And the last one is direct selection by khalifah. So among these three methods of appointment, the method of number one is less risk because it uphold the democracy value, which represent the interest of the people. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fahim bin Purwandi with the matric number of 1411487. Okay, I will continue our group presentation with the analysis number one. Okay, analysis number one, according to our topic, is Al-Hal wal-Akad during Abbasid period. As we know, Al-Hal wal-Akad is the system of shura during Ayyubid period. So what I want to relate with this topic is about the concept of Imam by Al-Marwadi. Okay, first of all, Al-Marwadi also stated that Imam can be elected by two ways. The first one is nomination of the outgoing Imam, and the second one is the vote of qualified voters. Okay, what I want to highlight here is the vote of qualified voters, where it is similar to our related topic, that is system shura. Okay, in shura, there are group of people will discuss and electing the next leader. So it is same with Al-Marwadi ways, vote of qualified voters. Okay, the second point I would like to highlight here is the duties of Imam by Al-Marwadi. Al-Marwadi also stated that a lot of duties of Imam, but I want to highlight one or two points only. Okay, the first and foremost point is to protect the faith. Okay, as we know, during Abbasid period is a golden era of Islam. So Islam just not spread into the area, but across the world. So to protect the faith is similar to Abbasid period, Ayyubid period. And then the second point is Al-Marwadi stated that a leader or khalifah has to appoint honest and reliable men as his representative in the land. Okay, this is the same with Abbasid. Abbasid is the highest authority, and then he give representative to Ayyubid period. So it is quite the same with the duties of Imam by Al-Muaddi. So I think that's all from my part. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bashar Muhanuddin, and my chip number is 1516953. So I will discuss about the second analysis, and my second analysis is based on Islamic scholars, and his name is Sheikh Saleh Ibn Fawzan, and he is from Saudi Arabia, and he is one of the members of the Permanent Committee for Islamic Research and Issue Fatwa. The title of the article is "How did the Islamic State organize its affairs, and how did the government rule in the earliest period?" So in this article, he told us about, he gave us about 3 methods how the Imam or ruler or Caliphate should be appointed to lead the Islamic State during that time. So he said that the authority of the rulers is to choose the right one to replace after him. So in this article, he said that the first one is he was chosen and elected by the decision makers, and the second one is appointment to the position by the previous caliphate. When one caliphate passes on the position to a particular person who is to succeed him after he dies. And then the third one is for me, he said that it can be use force or prevailing over others. So I move back to the first one. Okay, he said about chosen and elected by the decision makers. So as we know, in the history of Islam, the earlier history, like Abu Bakar, he was elected by the decision maker and the Sahaba, because as the story told us, like during the one of the Salat Subuh, the Prophet Muhammad SAW told Abu Bakar to replace him to be the Imam of the prayer. So it showed that Abu Bakar is the right one to replace the Prophet for the first caliphate. Okay, the second one is appointment to the position by the previous caliph. For example, in Umar Abdul Khattab become caliph when the position was passed on to him by Abu Bakar. So the second method is by the chosen or elected by the previous ruler. Like Abu Bakar choose Umar al-Khattab to replace him to become a second caliphate, second caliph. Okay, but the third one is by means of force and prevailing over others. So Imam Saleh said that it can use force to control others or to become a caliph, because he said that when he control all the people will obey to the ruler, and it can be used in the Islamic organized affairs. But this method is contrary to Sharia because it is seized by force. But because of great interest and served by having a ruler who rules the Ummah, and because a great deal of mischief may result from chaos and loss of security in the land. So he said that although by force, the good is we can control the ummah and we can apply the Islamic laws in the land. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Khalid Ikhwan bin Khairuddin, metric number 1420357. So I will continue with the third analysis of the Islamic scholars during the Abbasid period. So my analysis is going to be the Nizam al-Mulk from the Persian Islamic scholars, where his political idea is about the role of the kingship. So first of all, the role of kingship by Nizam al-Mulk is he served kings and he profoundly studied the monarchical system of government during the kingship period in Persia. And then his political theory represents a phase of the development of the Muslim polity which was characterized by the kingship. His theory is about, he said, in every age God the Almighty selects someone from among men and gives over to him the charge of the well-being of the world and the comfort and tranquility of the human race. He also makes him responsible for the peace and security of the land and endows him with all the necessary prestige in order that God's creature may live in peace and plenty, that justice and security may be the order of the day, by Nizam al-Mulk. So that is one of his political ideology that he spread throughout his tenure actually. He also analyzed the function of the king during his time. So according to him, the king is essential function which is to fulfill the human society as the following. The first one is it is the duty of a king to remain in constant consultation with the knowledgeable and the most experienced, competent of his people, and to respond confident in such of his subjects. So to relate with our topic, the consultation in managing the political realm is, he said that the king should have the connection with the people. They have to conduct the shura between the people so that the people and the king can get the authentic or the truth of the political ideas for the betterment of the people in Persia. So the second one is Nizam al-Mulk was of the view of the ultimate object to which the king must canalize his energy and initiative for maintaining peace. Next is, according to him also, a king must issue an instrument of instructions to all his subordinate officers and governors of the states, enjoining them to treat the people well and extract only the dues allowed by the law of the land. So this point is explained about the delegation of tasks. The delegation of tasks, the delegation of the task from the king to their subordinate. So everyone should follow whatever king says. For example, in politics, maybe the king asks the people to issue some amendment during their tenure. So the people should follow the king, and that is how Nizam al-Mulk said in the function of the king. So everyone should follow the king and should conduct the shura among themselves. So I think that is all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Mazslee. My entry number is 1415637. And today I will explain about the characteristic of Imam according to Al-Farabi, and I will relate this topic related to our topic, that Ahlul Al-Hal wal Aqad. Okay. The first characteristic of Imam according to Al-Farabi is the leader must be a strong person and he should be brave. And second, leader should be knowledgeable person, as it is the same concept with Plato, which he emphasized on the concept of philosopher king. And the third is he must physically sound with meticulous understanding. And the fourth one is he also should have retentive and sharp memory. And the next point is he should avoid possible argument in discussion and must have authority to get the work done. And six, he also must have communication skills in order to preach others, to preach the new people in the new territory to accept Islam. And seven, the leader also should master in various disciplines such as arts, science, and also should have ethics. Next point is he also must have the love of truth, justice, and also hatred towards hypocrisy. Next, he also must have power to distribute justice according to his will. And the next point is he should ensure his subject happy to live in his state by avoiding tyranny and oppression. And the 11th point is he must serve the people of his state from all internal or external dangers. And the last point is he must possess considerable wealth so that he should not prone to greed and lust. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Ahmad Shauki bin Muhammad Uthman, and my metric number is 1425369. Okay, now I will explain the concept of human soul explained by the Miskawah, or known as the Abu Ali Ahmad ibnu Muhammad ibnu Yaqub ibnu Miskawah. Okay, as mentioned by the Miskawah, he said that the human soul has three faculties. The first one is intellectual or rational faculty, and the second one is irascible faculty, and the third one is appetitive faculty. Okay, I will explain one by one, and the first one is about the intellectual faculty. Okay, according to him, the intellectual faculty or the rational faculty, Miskawah say that the leader must have the ability to distinguish between what is good and what is bad, and to reflect. It means that the leader must possess the characteristic of can differentiate what can be do as the good thing and what cannot be do as the bad thing. Okay, the instrument in the body that must be used by the leader is the brain. Okay, the second one is irascible faculty. The irascible faculty means it related with the emotion of the leader itself. It means that the leader must have the ability to control their anger, fear. The last one is the appetitive faculty. It's related to the lust and desire, which means that the leader must have the ability to control the lust and desire, specifically in the form of food and other sensory pleasure. That's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Ilman Benuruddin. My matric number is 1426255. I'm the sixth presenter for today. So today I would like to appoint about Al-Hal wa Al-Aqal during Abbasid period regarding to the happiness. So initially, the remarkable affinity between the research findings and Islamic principles and beliefs strongly suggests that the inherent conception of happiness within the Islam. So we can say that considering happiness is a part of Sharia objective. So when leadership were legitimate, the imamate was better as it ensured happiness in this world. It means, for example, let's say during the Islamic period, they had the meeting, or they had the shura. So they're trying to make sure that everything is met the objective. So we can say that establishing happiness is a part of Maqasid Sharia that has a great potential to redefine happiness and to contribute significantly to happiness, which is the policy making. So today I would like to highlight about today I would like to relate the happiness, the concept of happiness, al-ahlul halwa al-aqlul, with the one of the famous scholar, which is Aristotle. So what I can relate Aristotle, his work is first, what he says is happiness is at the end objective of every person. Second, whatever we do them to attain happiness. And third, happiness as the ultimate purpose of human existence. So we can see the theory of Aristotle. We can see that his theory was taken from the Ahlul Ahal wa al-Aqdar. He stated that in his theory what is the ultimate purpose of human existence? What is the end of the goal for which we should direct all of our activities? When everywhere we see everyone is seeking pleasure, wealth, and good reputation. But he stated that some has some value, none of them can occupy the place of the chief good for which humanity should aim. So to be an ultimate end, act must be self-sufficient and final, which is always desirable in itself and never for the sake of something else. So Aristotle claims that early everyone would agree that happiness is the end which meets all these requirements. So it is easy enough to see what desire money, pleasure, and honor only because we believe that this good, which is happiness, will make everything goes well. So my last point is like the concept of happiness in itself is yet to be operationalized in religious legal consideration or ijtihad. That's all from me. Thank you.